So, hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kriti, and this interview is going to be my favorite interview. And I can call this collaboration as beginner's luck because I have just started making videos about my life in Denmark. And now I have such a wonderful opportunity to have Bharat in my channel and talk about Germany and a little bit about Denmark versus Germany. So, thank you so much, Bharat, for your time. I'm super happy, and I already know that people know you, but to begin with, if you could
Mhm.
introduce and tell us a little bit about your journey.
Of course. My name is Bharat. I came to Germany back in 2016. I started my master's in TU Hamburg and I started structural engineering. I was like, okay, like after civil engineering, that's the most, let's say, sensible way to like start with things. But then I didn't really like it. So I shifted in TU Hamburg, the course from structures to management engineering. I finished my master's there in 2019. Then 2020, so in 2019, we already bought a house in Denmark. So like 2020, we kind of like spent renovating the house, repairing the house, making it ready for the Airbnb. And then 2021, essentially we moved to Romania to like start my main company, which is Brandawise Consulting SRL. It's a marketing agency. So that's what we do. And I have different kind of YouTube channels. My main one is, of course, Bharat in Germany. That's how most people know me, even though right now I'm like not living full time in Germany. I'm traveling around a lot. And there I guide students about like, how to study in Germany, working, freelancing, and so on.
Yeah, because now I've started watching a lot of videos, and your channel is always there. So wonderful to know that you have made so much content around, life in Germany, studying in Germany. So I want to ask you, Bharat, three
Mhm.
things if you could share that makes Germany best place to study.
Right. Okay, sure. So I think the first thing which is very important is Germany gives an option, especially for like, Indians, the people who are in the middle class, to like still go abroad and get access to a quality education in a developed country. Like if you compare to like many other countries like US, UK, Canada, Australia, and so on, like you just have to take massive student loans, which doesn't really make sense. In Germany, the tuition fee is completely zero, so you don't have to pay anything there. There are semester contributions, which is for your this public transportation ticket, some of the legal insurance, which is covered under the university. So in case you have problems with your landlord or something, you can go to the university lawyer and they can support you in these kind of cases. So like this is also a very nice thing. And all of this is just like anywhere from 150 euros to 300 euros per semester. So like for an entire degree, like at the maximum end, you end up paying what, 1200 euros, like, not more than that. So that is very nice. And the living costs are also like pretty decent. 860 euros per month is what is given by the government, that you need this much money to like live in Germany like comfortably. So first is, of course, like, no tuition fee. That's very nice. The second is Germany is really the economic power hub of Europe. It has been the largest economy since 2008. Most of the companies that you'd find, like you'd find some kind of headquarters, you'd find like, some kind of branches directly in Germany, which is also pretty nice. Another benefit that I find about Germany is that even though you come to Germany and you can study for free, but because of the German language and the ecosystem there, you get access to also like Austria and Switzerland, because both of them are also like, German speaking countries. If you go ahead and like, if you take a look at Denmark too. So if you know German, you can understand quite a bit of Danish, especially like in
Oh.
writing, that's pretty similar. And then Dutch and so on. So I just find that it's a very nice way to essentially like, then diversify yourself anywhere in Europe, move around anywhere in Europe. For example, we started with Germany, but we ended up like, buying a house in Denmark and then setting up a company in Romania. So like these kind of options that you get from Germany, I think that's like definitely what makes it one of the best places to study in, and
So,
then maybe afterwards settle a life.
so it opens a lot of opportunities once you are studying from Germany.
Yeah.
And Bharat, with your expertise, I want to know if you could also like advise or give guidance about for the students
Mhm.
who wants to come to Europe, or maybe go to other place, but how to decide which
Mhm.
place to go, be it US or Europe or UK. How do you do that as a student?
Right. I think the best way to like start with this is like by taking a look at like, how the country looks like. So like many students like go on YouTube, like, find a bit about the country. How does it look like? How are the people and so on? I think some prank videos are very interesting for that, because like you kind of like understand how different people in different countries react to different kind of scenarios. So that is like, pretty interesting. Then take a look at the news, because for example, if you take a look at US, like the amount of like, racially motivated crimes that are happening in US, like that pretty much outweighs any other developed country right now. Gun violence, you see, like that's also not nice. Yes, you can earn a lot of money for sure, like that's not an issue, but like, do you want to earn money in a way that you're like always scared about your security, right? Whereas if you compare it with like Germany or Denmark, like, well, Germany is not the same like Denmark. I think in Germany you still have like, some kind of, let's say, you cannot leave your bicycle outside, because in bigger cities, like somebody might still steal. The same could be like in Copenhagen or something, but like in Denmark, in smaller cities, you don't have to worry about it. Like nobody comes and touches your things. We have sometimes our house open completely, our cycles are outside, nobody has ever stolen anything here. And this kind of security that you get, like that is like definitely very nice. So take a look at these things, take a look at how much it costs, take a look at the news, and then like, maybe decide for yourself. Because I personally think like, Europe is very nice. Like it's still like very close to India. So if you want to like see your family or something, like it doesn't have to be like, 24-hour flights or something. It's just like 7-hour
Yeah.
flight. You're home, you can like meet them. And you just get access to so many countries. Like if you come to Europe, because in the Schengen region, you can just travel without any kind of visa or something to other countries. So there are a lot of things like which go into play. I think weather is something that people should not underestimate. That's very important, because like the winter in Northern Europe, it's very
Yeah.
harsh. Like I always like get down like during winters. I really don't like the weather then. But like everybody has to know about these things, like read a bit more about it, and then decide, like see how much your pocket essentially allows you to go. Like, but all in all, like, I like Germany. I think it's one of the best places to study in. That's why I also like promoted, even though we have been to Denmark, we've lived in Romania, like it doesn't matter, like Germany is still pretty much the best so far.
Yeah, I totally agree with Europe. As you said, that there is a trust factor, there's a security, and also like the travel distance between India and Europe is very less, so that you can when you can reach India in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bharat, let's do a little comparison between Germany and
Yes.
Denmark. And I want to start with weather. So,
Mhm.
how do you think the weather in Germany is?
I think it's definitely better than Denmark. So we have even like lived in Hamburg, and like, let's say, Danish border. It's like not so far away. It's 2 hours drive
Yeah.
in the Danish border. But like still, even there, the weather was much better, as in like rains were less. And like when we are here, like you have so many gray days, you have so many rains. Summer is nice, but like it really doesn't offset the amount of like rains you have. So in Germany, when you go towards the south, you actually have some very sunny places. So for example, if you take a look at Freiburg or Karlsruhe, these are like some of the sunniest places in Germany, like with very less rain and so on. So you still are having a bit of a nicer weather. You have snow towards the south eastern side in Bavaria, so Munich and so on, like you have a lot of snow there. So you can get a little bit of everything, but in general, of course, cold, some more
Yeah.
rain in the north, lesser rain towards the south, more sun, but also then on the other side you have more snow.
But during winter, like how much below it gets, like -10? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, like it's like -1, -2 or something, and it's
Yeah.
very less. Like it's really not dramatic, and that when look very cold days, but otherwise like it's generally like above zero. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like because I had experienced winter depression when I came here. So Denmark
Yes.
definitely, yeah, it can get crazy here in Denmark.
How
But
did you
and
manage
then,
that, Kirti? I just want to like
yeah.
ask you real quick.
So first, you don't realize that it is winter depression. I was like fighting with my husband, and he told me that it's winter depression. It's not like my fault. And then I understand that it is actually because you're not used to seeing the sun, not for like 10 days or
Mm.
something. But now I have found my ways. I would say definitely to have an LED light so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you can stare at it during when the days get shorter. have friends with whom you can spend some time, because during winter time you would want to have friends,
Yeah.
because you're not seeing people outside also.
Mm.
And then, yeah, just know that it's winter time. Whenever the sun is out, be outside.
Yes.
You cannot be like, okay, let's do it tomorrow. No, tomorrow won't come with the sunshine. So definitely be ready, and whenever the sun is out, be outside.
Yeah, I mean, I saw like in Denmark, they use a lot of these yellow lights. The lamps
Yeah,
are generally always yellow. If you take a look at India, like they say, like yellow light destroy your eyes and things like that, and like white light is better and so on. Even though it doesn't really have like any scientific backing to it, but like they say here, with the yellow light, you just like get this like kind of feeling of warmth and like more like sunlight or something, and that's why like they use it very often. Like here, our neighbor said like also like eat some chocolates or something. They also
yeah,
always help and things like that. But yes, I think family, like having family around or friends or something, that's always very
yeah,
important.
yeah. Next point would be Bharat, like lifestyle. I want to know like the social life. Do you guys like go out, or how is life? Like if for the students
Mhm.
overall, yeah,
Yeah,
lifestyle in
yeah.
Germany.
So, I mean, yes, people like to go out in Hamburg and stuff. Like, generally, the one thing that you would see in Germany is like they make plans like very well in advance. Like, in 2 weeks or something, they would already put inside the calendar, hey, like, this and this date, we're going to meet and so on. Like, everybody's super punctual. So, and like, of course, Saturday, Sunday, you can also like go to some kind of pubs, bars, like, drink a bit, hang out with your friends. Then it's generally safe. Like, it's not
Yeah.
really problematic if you're going outside a bit late. So like 12, 1 o'clock, you can easily like, come back. I don't think that's a problem at all. About like the bills and stuff. So there's less of this culture that I will pay for you or something. It's like, okay, no,
Yeah.
let's split the bill and like, do 50-50. And like that's also like pretty prominent here. But overall, like I think Germany offers a lot of nice opportunities because you have public transportation most of the times, which is for free for the students because it is covered under the semester ticket. Then you can go to like so many nice places nearby. You have lakes, you have some kind of forests, you have some rivers. You can always like take some kind of day tours. I also like that you have these cheap airlines that you can just like
Yeah.
take and like go to Italy or like over a weekend or like go to Spain, Portugal, and so on. So you definitely have a lot of like nice opportunities to live a good life here.
And what about the food? Do you miss, now you have lived for a long time, but do you miss like Indian food? Is it like you can go out and have Indian food whenever
Yes.
you want?
We definitely, I think I still miss Indian food, but Alina has gotten really good at cooking Indian food. And sometimes I also call my mother, like she teaches me step by step like how to cook shahi paneer or something. And then
Yeah.
in Danish supermarkets, so nice, you get some like these naan and stuff. It's already there. In Germany, it's like more difficult to find.
Hmm.
So like I don't miss it that much in the sense that I can still figure out a way to cook it directly here. And there are like some online shops. You can order the spices and stuff directly from the online shops. They come to your home. And then like you essentially try to get a very similar taste to what you get in India. But of course, nothing compares to the Indian food in India.
Yeah. 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 It's also difficult. Like if you want to have something, either you go out or make at home. And at times I end up doing nothing. So I'm just like missing the food.
Yeah, and I think the biggest concern for parents is like, what is our child going to eat when he goes abroad
Yeah.
and things like that. But like, of course, you get used to it, like that's why when you go into in the age of like, 20, 25 or something, you're still very malleable. You can just like adapt to
Yeah.
the new things. It's not a big problem. But when you go older, then like many times people face this like big problems. Okay, like, I don't feel that this is food and things like that. But most of the people, this is like not really a big issue.
My husband and I have like gotten used to eating rye bread here in Denmark,
Yeah.
and we enjoy it. So it's not
Oh,
like we are missing
I
too
still
much.
hate it. I don't like eating that at all. But so we went to this restaurant recently on the island, and there they gave us some fish and I think fish, some potatoes or something, like a very tiny portion, and like it was like on the rye bread, and it was just one
Yeah.
slice, and I was like, and okay, like how much can this cost? And that costed like 19 euros, and I was like, are you serious? Like this cannot be this way. So yeah, I mean, like you definitely have these kind of things. personally not a huge fan.
Yeah, Bharat, maybe to end the video, I would like to know maybe your learnings after living, outside India
Mhm,
for a long time, and what would you, suggest to people who want to come to Europe?
mhm. So the interesting thing that I find is, Kirti, that most of the times you don't get an environment in India where like somebody supports you, or pushes you to go ahead and like move abroad, because for them the holiest thing that you can do in India is like get into a government job, like clear the
Yeah,
gate, clear the some of these UPSC exams and get into the government job. But what you don't understand is then you're still like experiencing the same culture that you have lived in your entire life. Like you don't expose yourself to something different. So like once you do that, like once you say, okay, I've experienced something different and I still like my old culture, like that makes sense, because you have seen both of the worlds now, and you can then choose and make a better and smarter decision for yourself. But like people who are just like still in India, I think for them it is very important that if their financial means like are there, like if they can support themselves, that they take some time out and like go to some other country and like experience the culture there, and like then decide for themselves what kind of life they want to live. Because I think the saddest thing for me is like kind of like taking birth in a country and like I think staying in that country forever, not knowing that there's a different kind of lifestyle, different kind of people,
yeah,
different kind of language outside, and never having to experience that. So like I'm personally a huge proponent of that. And you don't have to again settle in one single country. For example, when I moved from India to Germany, we didn't settle in Germany like 100%. Like yes, we stayed there. My master's got finished. Then we moved to Denmark. Then we moved to Romania. Like I don't know where we're going to move now, but just like experiencing these different things, it's very very important so that you can grow as a person.
yeah, I totally agree. This is like also one of my learnings, that when you move, away from your country, you get to see new culture, and you realize that there are different ways to live a life, and there is no wrong or right way. It's just
Mm,
different. You sometimes enjoy that, knowing a different perspective.
mm. And
Yeah,
not just that, like you also grow up so much more as your person.
yeah,
Because like in our generation, the problem that I see is like a lot of like especially like guys, like they grow up as like man child, like they still ask their mothers for things. They still like let their parents wash their things. Every tiny decision they have to make, the first thing that they're going to do is call their parents and ask them, even though they're above 18. And I'm like India is the only country where like 18 just like comes in the books and never really comes in real life, that they give you the
yeah,
freedom to do things. But once you move abroad, like what kind of options do you have? Like you have to grow up like one way or the other, because you will not be able to take the guidance of your parents. And this is also the time when you realize that your parents, like so in a country like let's say outside India, your parents wouldn't know enough things to help you out there. So you have to
yeah.
make the decision yourself. So these few things I personally like really find interesting, and I think that's a good way to lead life. Expose yourself
Yeah.
to more things.
Thank you so much, Bharat, for doing the interview and giving me an opportunity to talk to you. I'm really growing as a YouTuber, and it was fantastic to have you on my channel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.